Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Dad's Expensive Hobby.
What's up?
Today, I'm taking a look at the Marvel Legends Magic the Gathering Spider-Man. I've had him for a couple of months, and I did not really want to do a review on him, but I caught myself with nothing to do today, so I thought, why not review it anyway? This figure kind of irritates me, but there are actually a couple of things, aspects, I should say, that actually had a lot of potential, and Marvel Legends, as they like to do, drop the ball dramatically. But let's get started with this package really quick, and then we'll dig into him. This isn't going to be a real long video. This is nice packaging. It's not really Marvel Legends packaging. I mean, I don't know if this is more along the lines of how Magic the Gathering packages their cards. I don't play the game. But a nice big window showcasing the figure and all the other stuff coming with it. You know, it says Magic and Spider-Man down there. On the side, it's got a nice image of this battle damaged Spider-Man right here. I wish the figure looked like it. It looks nothing like it, in my opinion, but there it is. And everybody else that's part of this Magic the Gathering experimental wave here. I have all four of them, sadly. I probably won't review these two because this one right here will just piss me off the whole time, I can already tell, and I just don't want to review that one. I did do a video on that one if you want to check it out. That's actually a pretty good figure, but this one we're going to have a little bit of fun talking about it. But anyways, let's see how tall he is. Let's go through all the proper paces here with battle damaged Spider-Man. I'm sure this is the first video you have seen. Wink, wink. To the top of his head, he's 6.5 inches. Which would make the figure about 16.5 centimeters. So that marries up pretty good. This is about the only comparisons I'm going to do because I just don't feel like it. And here he is with Maximum Spider-Man, and they're about the same height. Why they didn't just reuse the new Maximum Spider-Man buck? It was right there. They didn't, who knows why, because this one sure as hell does not move as good as this Spider-Man, and it really honestly doesn't look as good either. Waist is thicker for no reason. The head sits off the shoulders in a different way. It makes it look stupid. The head shape is stupid. The butterflies are stupid. We'll go into all that more here in a minute, but let's take a look at these accessories just for the heck of it. Now for accessories, he comes with a little bit of stuff, at least more than you would get with like a $25 or $27 release, but he definitely doesn't come with $40 worth of stuff. He does come with two different head sculpts. He comes with the battle damaged masked head sculpt that I have some issues with, but overall it's okay looking, I suppose. And of course the battle damaged Peter Parker head sculpt that doesn't look too bad, honestly. Looks a lot like the Maximum Spider-Man Peter Parker head, but just a little bit worse personally. He comes with 6 different hands, 2-fist hands on him in the package, got a couple of wall crawly hands, and 2 whippy hands. Nothing we haven't seen before. And he comes with 2 different little, what is the web shooter effects. He comes with the web shield, courtesy of the Maximum Spider-Man release, and of course the reused web rope or whatever this thing is called. Whoop-diddy-doo-dah. And let's not forget to talk about the Magic the playing card right here, which I really shouldn't count as an accessory, but it is there. All right, now for aesthetic. There's some things about this figure that could be good, you know what I'm saying? But it's just so poorly executed in so many ways that he just kind of falls flat on his face. Let's just start with the fact that there are, at least let's count them, 1, 2, 3, at least 4 different shades of red on this figure. The head is a different shade of red than the neck and chest and torso is. This painted part of red around the waist right here is a like kind of brighter, more saturated, glossy red right here. Down here on the feet is a different color red than on the boot part, but the toe part of the feet is a different color red than the rest of the foot. So that's ridiculous as hell looking. I don't really like the fact that this masked head sculpt just has the squinty eyes. Like, why can't they be a little more open? I'm not really a big fan of that. This hair tuft right through here, that doesn't look really good. I mean, granted, I'm not an engineer or like a sculptor, but I feel like that could be done a little bit better than the way it was, and there's no wash in it. The line work on the webbing part looks pretty good. This arm over here, they did sculpt the scars and they're painted and look okay, but this right here, where it's torn away, remember that image I showed you on the side of this box? This doesn't look like that at all, and this is just that shoulder part That is not like, there's no sculpting to make that look torn away. That's just, they just removed the butterfly and put a skin colored butterfly in there, so that kind of sucks. This over here is okay, I guess. Tears around the legs are okay, not greatly painted, like there and down here or whatever. It just doesn't look very good. I don't know how else to explain it. I feel like his head's way too far up off of his shoulders too, in comparison to how the Maximum Spider-Man was done. The shoulders look droopy. See how, like, right here, and then they drop down and there's the shoulder right there. I don't really like that look. They should have just used the Maximum Spider-Man buck, and that should just be the new Spider-Man build. But whatever, I'm not in charge over there. If I was, a lot of different things would be getting done. This spider looks okay. This spider doesn't look bad either. And like I said, the webbing's okay. And also, they're having some, like Marvel Legends likes to do, they're having some trouble picking out what kind of finish. Because, like, through here is flat, and on the legs is flat. But in here on the blue on the inside of the arms is satiny to glossy as heck, really. It's quite shiny. So it's like they couldn't quite make up their mind, how they wanted him to look. The legs are a little skinny, but he is Spider-Man, but I'd like to have seen some more taper. The calves aren't too bad. And the feet, of course, like the way they've done that toe break, those gaps in the toes, like, they didn't even do it like the Maximum Spider. I don't understand what they're doing with this figure at all. Now for his articulation, it's not really all that awesome. As you can see right here, the head is lollipopped as heck. It does not sit on the peg that's underneath the head. You can move the head around very, very slightly. It's mostly wiggle on there. As you can see, heads don't really move like that. It's just a wiggle, and that's because it is a very poorly executed double ball peg. Nice big ball, not nearly a long enough peg. It's seated too far deep down into the neck. They even cut out a little recess right there on the back of the neck to try and help it go back some, but that doesn't work because it's set too darn deep down in there, and the neck part itself isn't wide enough for this to move around, so it's an absolute waste of time. And it just looks stupid because the head doesn't sit right on the neck. Shoulders above 90, so that's cool. Full 360. He's got a butterfly that absolutely does not work coming to the front at all, so that kind of sucks. Does work pretty good for moving him back, so if that's something you appreciate, that's fine. And look right there, they couldn't even, grace us with paint, finishing the paint on the web lines, but, that's kind of more of a nitpick. This arm is the same way. It will go back, and at least it's still flesh toned right through there, so that's all right. Bicep swivel that works just fine. Double jointed elbow, tons of range. And then you look at that right there, all that mix match paint, they couldn't figure out how they wanted it to look, so they just didn't give a shit. Wrist is a hinge like normal, so it works just fine. Rotation and all that good shit. It's got an abdominal break. Not much crunch forward on it, but you do get plenty of disfiguration on the back when you do try to use it. He'll lean back on it pretty good, but then again, you get tons of just whatever that is, and lots of shelving, but you do get plenty of lean and twist and all that good stuff out of it, so that's not too terrible. Upside down ab crunch, that does work going forwards, but we just have such a segmented and frigged up look right there. I'm not a big fan. Tons of lean back, so that's not too bad. I'm honestly not going to complain there. Not too shabby right there. Hips, pretty good split, not too bad. Nice, it's pretty tight though, and then where the legs or that gummy plastic that they use, it kind of sucks. I feel like I'm going to break the leg. They are on drop down, so there's a check mark against them, but decent front kick, I suppose. Well, actually, not really. Look at that. That's really not even up to the waist. This is a Spider-Man that can't kick up to the waist, and he's got booty back here, so the leg ain't going back. So that completely sucks. Thigh swivel, it's super tight, but it thigh swivels. Double jointed knee, plenty of range. The proportions look okay, I suppose. Shin swivel, when you engage it, you get that. Enough said. Ankles are a hinge, go all the way down and then some, all the way up, pretty decent. Tons of ankle rocker, almost to the point that it's, look at that right there, but it does work. He has peg holes in the bottoms of his feet, and this guy has a toe hinge. Not very good. Well, I mean, it's actually not too bad. I mean, it's rounded, so that's not too terrible. I don't know why it needed to be hollow at the toe, but that's not too bad. And you can take it down for whatever reason, if that's a thing, if he's a ballerina. Overall, his articulation is very, very hit and miss. This is a Spider-Man who can't even kick his leg forward, so that kind of sucks. And lots of shelving in the abdomen. Okay, final thoughts on the battle damaged Magic the Gathering Spider-Man here. Overall, this figure sucks. He looks like crap. His paint is so inconsistent. The finish, the discolorations in the different reds, that looks like crap. A lot of choices were made that don't make any sense for how they were doing it. And the body they use doesn't make any sense to me. They should be, from here on out, using the Maximum Spider-Man body, but they didn't. His accessories were okay. They would have been really good for a $25 release, but for $40, that is just not worth it, in my opinion. But luckily, you do have the Magic the Gathering card that, from what I understand, you can sell. It's worth a little bit of money. How much? Couldn't tell you. You got to look it up on your own, kids. Anyways, I don't like this figure at all. He may end up on a list here in a couple of weeks. Keep an eye out for that. I'm going to give him a C-. He sucks. Don't buy this stupid thing. I regret buying it. Anyways, that's all I've got for him. This has been Dad with Dad's Expensive Hobby, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.